For this week, for week 5, we will be discussing about news writing in campus journalism. So I know that the last workshop, yesterday workshop is also news writing, but there are only limited slots for those people. So right now, I will give you an overview of what news writing is all about. And at the same time, we will have like a simple workshop of writing a lead. Okay, just a lead. Okay, so what are the objectives for today? First, we are going to define news writing. Second is we will going to identify what are the different types of news. Like we are all seeing a news, there are a lot of them, like types of them. Third, we will highlight what are the precautions, the things we have to consider before writing a news. Fourth is you will present a topic for a news. And lastly, you will create a lead from the given information. Okay, so these are the 5 things that we are going to target for this morning. So look at this, breaking news. Whenever we have this breaking news, like when I say the name news, what pops or what image pops in your head? Anyone? Yes, Consolation?
Whenever I hear the word news, it is something that comes up to my mind is the word or the phrases of new things or new events.
Okay, new. That's good. Thank you, Consolation. How about Chris Malane?
An image that comes into my mind when I hear news is um, a newspaper.
Okay, a newspaper, exactly. So those are just of the image that comes. For me, it will be like a newscaster, like reporting news. So I know that all of us, or maybe most of us, think of this as an image, and that is correct because the news itself is new. That's why it becomes a news. That's why there are a lot of new things that is happening around us, and we have to compile them, and that makes a news. So, what is a news? Can you please read this? Sally, are you there? Can you please read?
Yes, ma'am. News. News is an oral written report of a past, present, or future event. It should be factual, truthful, accurate, honest, and interesting. But what is interesting to one is not always interesting to another.
Okay, that's good. So you have to take note of this word that is oral, and we also have the written. So when we talk about the oral, these are what? Where can we find these oral news?
The television or radio, ma'am.
Okay, the television or radio. How about this written? As what you say, this is, we can find this is Christopher. Okay, from the newspaper, from the articles, from the blogs. Okay, so these are the written news. And it says here that a past, present, and future events, almost all, everything that happens in our surroundings can be a news. But we have to take note that though almost everything can be a news, not all can be newsworthy. Another is that it should be factual, truthful, accurate, and biased. So it will be hard to say that the news can somehow be biased. Most of the time, news writers and even reporters should try their very best not to look biased to a certain news. You remember there are events that like you are too emotional. I remember there's a news yesterday about a special child being shot dead by a policeman. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Okay, it was
Yes, ma'am.
televised. Okay, Anna, what happens there, Anna? Can you somehow narrate it to your classmates?
It was a boy who is 18 years old with special needs. And then the mother was interviewed by the reporter. The mother said that he told his son not to go outside. But then he got distracted because he's talking with his husband. Then the boy goes out of their house. But there's a witness. On the shock of the boy because he saw the gun of a policeman. He embraced the policeman. While the
Mhm.
policeman doesn't know that this guy is a special child, he bring the child, I don't know the English of talpakan. Yung
Yeah,
parang sabungan.
somewhere.
Yes po.
Yes.
He bring the child there. Maybe I'm being biased. Maybe because
Mhm, mhm.
he's so angry that he wanted to do something to the child there to said that it is doing illegal things. But then there is a tawag dito. There is a witness. There's a
Yeah, there's a
witness who saw
witness.
what happened, that that the policeman carried the child to that area, and then the child was shot. And then
Yeah.
when they told the policeman that that boy is a special child, the policeman became shocked because he
Mhm.
also doesn't know. And the parents was very angry because as a policeman, you have enough trainings. You must know what to do on that situation.
Yes, thank you so much, Anna. That was very comprehensive. So you see, while even Anna, while she was narrating what's happening, she immediately said that she was somehow biased in narrating, right? So that's a part of a newscaster or a news writer. It's very hard to be unbiased, but then you have to try your best to look at the both side of the coins. Okay, I mean, the both side of the coin, and then when the news reporter like narrating also the story, no emotions, or maybe not really no emotions, but somehow the features of the news reporter telling the news is natural. Okay, just like that. So, meaning there's really no bias given even with the facial expression. So, that is when we do oral. So, when we do written, I think it will be more easy. I mean, it will be easier for you to create an unbiased since you can edit or formally write a certain news. So that is just an example of a newsworthy. So anyway, but what is interesting to one is not always interesting to another. So another thing about the news is that, for example, Anna said that kind of story. Maybe most of us are interested regarding that news, but we can say that some people may not find that news newsworthy or maybe not interested to that. Okay, so that's another challenge. How can we say that all people will be able to find their news newsworthy? Well, the thing is, you cannot please everyone. And even in news writing, you cannot say that everyone will have an interest in your writing. So it depends to your audience. So let's dwell more with the definitions. All news are facts, but not all facts are news. Anyone, can you explain what is this? All news are facts, but not all facts are news. Can anyone explain this? Let's call Mary Grace. Are you there?
So much.
Yes, Mary Grace. Can you explain this one? Like, all news are facts, but not all facts are news. What do we mean by this?
For me, ma'am, all news are facts because news are always factual, but not all facts are news. For example, my own birthday is a fact, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not so newsworthy po, or it's not in news.
Yes. Exactly. Thank you, Miss Alito, for your example. Like, you cannot like create a campus paper telling that Alito's birthday is on. This is just an example. Alito's birthday is on June 4. That is an example. June 4. Is that newsworthy? No, that it is a fact. Okay. So that's it. So we have to make sure that all of our news are facts. But then we have to filter like what what among these facts are newsworthy. Okay? Next. So according to Malinaw 2008, presented factually as what we are repeatedly saying in a written form. Okay? Give the reader an idea of what is currently, like right now, giving you an update, what's already happening around him or her, particularly on the interest of the community. In terms of our subject, our interest is where? Where is our interest?
The campus, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Chris Malay. The campus, the PCCM itself. Okay, that is our interest. So we will not like go to other campus, like for example to PSU, to MC, or to any other place that just in PCCM. But in any case that we are connected or we have an event like being interconnected with other campuses, then why not? It can be a big news. Soriano and the other author stated that um, news writing is reported through airwaves and in written form. When we talk about the airwaves, these are the radio, okay, the radio broadcasting, and in written form, like oral and written. Anything can become a news, whether the event is already done, being done, and shall still be conducted. Like past, present, and future, these are all part of the news. In turn, it considers the interest of the reader in accepting the impact of the news. Like, if you will be the news writer, you will think like, for me personally, does it have an impact? Would like, would I be interested if it's given to me? Something like that. Okay, so you have really to consider the impact. Like, are the readers going to read your work? So these are some of the news that we have right now. First is the online-offline mix and match. CHED denies gross negligence in flexible learning implementation. So you see here, this is an update regarding what? Regarding the online or the flexible learning modality that we are having right now. You remember, like last time, the CHED, okay, that's the head of the CHED, stated that there's no going back to the face-to-face. So a lot of college students were heightened. They have heightened emotions. Like, really, we're not going to the face-to-face classroom, something like that, right? I know even you're like quite bothered about the news, but then he clarifies it and tells that this is just like a flexible learning modality, not really not going back to the face-to-face. But what he meant by what he said earlier is that the face-to-face or the online modality will still be there at the same time, the face-to-face classroom. So that's how powerful the news is. It makes you trend into something, especially if a lot of readers is affected with the news. Other examples we have. So I know if you notice that the pool party in QC, so there are someone or there are people who tested positive. And then total lunar eclipse. It's going to happen, I think, tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow there will be a total lunar eclipse, so you have to watch that. Many people are also interested with these things. Another is the Marawi rehabilitation. Marawi, the war there happens 4 years ago, but right now there's no rehabilitation that has been happening. So they brought it back and it became a news. So these are just of the examples that we have on a local news or in a national level news. But how about if it is a campus news. So what are the elements that we are talking about? So first, the timeliness. The more recent the event, the more appealing it is to the reader. Can you give me a timely news? Anyone? Like, even not about the campus, but you can share about the campus. But how about the national news? Like, the timely news. Anyone?
Mm.
Yes, Sally?
How about the Daily Inquirer, ma'am?
Okay, Daily Inquirer. How about, what's their news?
Maybe news about the pandemic, COVID pandemic.
The COVID-19. Okay, the COVID-19 pandemic. What about the COVID-19? Is
COVID-19 for today is very totally difficult because of another variant, ma'am.
okay, yeah, there are other variants that's coming, like in any part of the world. Also, the vaccination, like the process, the effects of the vaccine. So, even though the COVID-19 is like ruling the news for more than a year now, still, COVID is part of the news because there are developments that has been happening, and the angles, when we talk about the angles, like how you look at the news, are also differentiating. Okay, they are no longer looking at the symptoms, as you see. So back then, during the 2020, when the COVID-19 arise, we are looking like, what are the symptoms? Those are the news about COVID. But right now, what are the news? It's about the vaccine, like the effects of the vaccine, the prevention, and things like that. So although we still have the same topic, which is the COVID-19, the angles as to where you look at it becomes different. And that's how the news writer became effective in terms of writing a certain news. Another, conflict. The physical and mental struggles of person are also newsworthy. Did you know that when you write a story, this is what they say, when you write a story, you can remove anything. You can remove almost everything. Like, you can remove the setting, you can remove the, what they call this, the ending, but do not remove the conflict, because the conflict is the most important thing or the most important element of a story. Also, in news writing, conflict is also important. How can you make sure that your news is newsworthy? It has to make a what? It has to present a conflict. Okay? Third, proximity. Okay, the proximity, like how far, okay? Or is it near to us? Like for example, you see a chismosa, si Marites. When you see a person like uh, chit-chatting something, when it is related to you or you're near to that certain place, you're quite interested. Like, for example, I've seen Joshua, like, this is just an example, I see Joshua doing something, like, I see Joshua doing something in the neighborhood. And because I know Joshua, I will be somehow be intrigued. Oh, what happened with Joshua? Because I know Joshua. There is a proximity. There is a relationship, like teacher-student relationship. But if I heard another name of a student which is not connected with me, therefore I will not be intrigued. Okay, so the proximity, it does not states about the geographical, like near, far. It also states about the relationship that you have with that person. Okay, so that's it. And then the accuracy, the contents should be accurately reported, like the dates, the time, the number of people. You have to make sure that these are all correct. Because if not, therefore, you already debunk the factuality of your news. There should be no fallacy involved in the news. Okay? By the way, this is just a fact. Like, I think you're familiar with Bulgar, those news. I think you're familiar, like how how you see them crafting their, what do you call this, their headlines. Like, is that really is? Like, they're somehow tweaking. I think you're familiar, like the way they are tweaking the what is happening with the artist, with a certain artist. That is what we call journalist. Journalist. Okay, journalist. This is not actually like making a fallacy, but almost there, but not really. Okay, that is a style of a writer. Okay, that is a style of a writer in order to intrigue a certain readers. They somehow tweak the facts, but not really, because still it is the truth. Okay, so that is just another thing about writing. Okay, so those are the elements of news writing. Aside from this, we also have significance. How important is this? Will this have an impact to me? Prominence and names, like in the campus, for example, who are the people that we are going to write about? Okay? Would it just be the ordinary student? If it's just an ordinary student, you have to make sure that there is something special to that ordinary student. Very ironic, right? For example, we can write about dean, the college dean, the program head, the administrative officer, the officer in charge, or the contenders, something like that, about your the campus paper. Drama, okay? I know in campus journalism, it's quite rare to see drama. Maybe we can see this in feature writing, but not really in news. But in local, okay, but in local news, we mostly see drama like with about the artist, okay, or even the lines given by certain or a prominent person, okay. 8, oddity or unusualness. If it's new, like someone did this for the first time, that is somehow odd. Like for example, when President Rodrigo Duterte gave his first ever SONA, okay, the speech he has, a lot of people take notion of how he speaks. Like it's very makamasa, that's how they say it, because he is speaking in Tagalog or in Bisaya language, like Davao. I'm not really sure about the language. Okay, so that is somehow odd because we are used with the president talking in straight English like Gloria Macapagal and then Aquino and stuff such. So that is unusualness. So even in your campus, when you see an unusual occurrence, that will be part of a campus news. Romance and adventure. So the romance and adventure thing, like love life, are you going to write about the love life of your classmates, of the people around the campus? No, okay. I mean, it is very rare to insert things like that unless it is very important or create an impact or significance to what they call this, to the people, to the readers. Okay? And then also maybe you can leave the romance on the feature article, on the feature part of the campus paper. And then the progress. Is there an inauguration about regarding your school? Is there a development? Is there, for example, a newly built building, an office, something like that? You can make that a news. Okay, so these are some of the elements that we consider whenever we write a news. So now, moving on, let's go to the types of the news story. So whenever we have a news, we have to make sure that each of these news are somehow that can be important or significant to every readers that we encounter. That's why these are some of the examples of the news writing. Okay. Treatment, content, minor forms, chronology or sequence, range and reach, and then construction. We will tackle this more. Okay, we will tackle this more in our next discussion because what I wanted to focus now is more likely about news writing and writing of the lead. Okay, so let's have a short activity. If you're going to write a newsworthy story right now about PCCM, what would it be? Okay, so I want you to think of a topic. You're going to write a newsworthy story right now about PCCM. What would it be? I'll give you a minute to think. Like anything that's happening right now with PCCM. I know it will be a bit difficult, but maybe that difficulty can get you somewhere. Okay? So I'll give you a minute to think and I'll ask you one by one, like a newsworthy regarding PCCM. And your timer for 1 minute starts now. Your hand a while ago.
Uh, Probably I would write something about comparison of the face-to-face learning app and the virtual learning. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if it's used, but somehow I will um, write a short comparison on the sudden
Mm.
change on the school system in PCCM.
Okay, so if it's about short comparison, Joshua, I think it will fall under news feature or maybe feature writing or can be editorial. But if you will just look on the events or the things or the highlight of the online learning, therefore it can be part of the news itself, the traditional news. Okay, Joshua, thank you for sharing your thoughts. How about Anna?
Yes, ma'am. I would write about the Free Higher Education Act of the
Mm-hmm.
Polytechnic College in the midst of pandemic, the changes in flexible learning.
Yes, that's a good news. How our the tuition fee at the same time the setup that we are right now is that could also be a big headline in your campus journalism actually. Thank you, Anna. Sally?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. It is about the strength of PCCM that continuously arises in behalf of pandemic times to thick and thin war situation.
Yes, that's a good title, Sally. The you remember the connect, transform, and rise of PCCM? You can make that as a news. That's right. Jeneline.
Yes, ma'am. For me, ma'am, if I will be writing a news, I would write the distribution of learning guides is nearly happening, ma'am. Because, ma'am, it's
Yes.
been 4 weeks, 4 weeks po ba, since the semester starts, but we did not get the printed copy of learning guides. So most of the
Mhm.
offline students are having hard time answering their learning guides without that printed, ma'am.
Yes, that is also an intriguing news, Janeline. That's very good. I'm happy that you shared a lot of the newsworthy news, and that's the thing that you really learned something from my discussion. Okay, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. So now, where am I? Where's my phone? Okay, so going back here. Okay, after you have said your how do I tell this? After you have presented the topics about the news, let's go now with the types of news stories, like the 6 types of the news stories. So first is that we have here the chronology, okay? the chronology or sequence news. When we talk about the chronological or sequence news, it is in narrative form. But not really that narrative because you always need to put the most important facts first before you proceeded with others. No more flowery words because you need to go direct to the point. As what I told you during the orientation, um, news should be open for like 6 years old to until 60 years old. Okay? 6 to 60-year-old readers. So, whenever we need to write a news, the first line that these readers are going to see are the most important part. Like, if they just read the first part, then they're okay. They almost grasp everything about the news, or maybe the most important thing about the news. So that is what news writing is all about. We have the spot news, like what's happening on the spot. Okay? So you are narrating it one by one. Coverage news like in sports, advanced news. And like there's an upcoming event, for example, intramurals, Foundation Day. So that is an advanced news, like what's happening, the preparation. Follow-up news. These are all under chronology or sequence news. So the follow-up news, like if you given them a news about intramurals, you can create a follow-up news like what's happening with the preparation. Okay, so something like that. Number 2 is the range and reach news. So when we talk about the range and reach news, these are the news that is classified according to how long, or I mean not how long, how far or how near, or maybe the coverage of the news. So we have the local news. So when we talk about the local, just in Manila, okay, just in Bulacan, just in Valenzuela. So that's local. National, only in the Philippines, only in the United States. Foreign. So when you talk about the foreign news, about different country. Okay? For of course, if we talk about the campus news, it will be about the campus we have. Third is the construction. So how the news is created can also be classified. For example, straight news. Straight news is the traditional news that we have. Okay? Like it goes straight to the point, like 6 were dead, like something like that. 6 were dead with a shootout, blah blah blah. Okay, straight. It's giving entirely the point or what happened with that event. So that is straight news. Compared with the news feature, that is somehow more creative in terms of writing because its lead does not really give not really the overview, the whole point of the story. When we talk about the news feature, this is a special type of news wherein you become creative with the introduction, like giving quotations or maybe stating an irony, something like that. Later, we will talk about the lead or the first sentence that you will see on the news. And then the single feature and the several feature. So let's move on with the fourth type, which is treatment. News is also classified according to the treatment. We have the fact. Is it just a fact, like what happened? Action, the something that the narrative, like what is happening with a certain type of story, like for example, a shootout of the police, or maybe a flag ceremony, a speech report, a speech from our college dean, a speech from our president, okay, quote, like there is a person you are featuring or you are writing a news and then you can create a story about that person. Interview, like Boy Abunda. Okay, but not really Boy Abunda. It's like you interview someone and then you create a news about that person. And then hard news and soft news. Imagine there's a hard news and the soft news. When you talk about the hard news, these are the bothering news like killings, murder. Okay, these are the hard news. But when we talk about the soft news, it's somehow more of a soft, like from the word itself, soft emotion lang. like a mild, doesn't really give off too much emotion. These are like a retiring custodian whenever someone retires, giving a farewell. Okay, so that's it. Fifth classification of news is the content. Okay, the routine story, police report, science news. Science news, okay, is also essential part of campus newspaper, like the technology, if there are experiments happening, especially if it's a science high school. But our school is most likely prioritizing HRM and at the same time education. So you will focus on this thing, but only I think on the education part. Since your proximity with the HM is not really that, it will be hard to reach them since it's online platform. Then the minor forms, news brief, news bulletin. When I talk about the news bulletin, it's like also a straight news but a briefer. Okay, mas click. Okay, so just the gist, the most important part. And then the flash. Okay, the news brief, news bulletin, news featurette, and flash are all part of the minor forms. These news are written for the sake of giving information to the people but not going in depth with that kind of story. Okay, so those are the some of the categories that is part of the news. So there are lots, okay? I don't want to overwhelm you with lots of types. That's why I just pass or just run through it. If you are going to become a news writer in a campus, therefore you have to really go in depth with this. But since most of you are a beginner, then we will dwell with the straight news, okay? Or the traditional one. So in this part, this is just an example cover of a campus news. Like, look at this. Divided as countries, united as scholars, PSHSCR kicks off Summit of Young Ambassadors 2017. Those words like kicks off are, what do you call this? Commonly used in headlines for news writing. Like giving power, acing, okay, something like that in news writing as titles. Another, inauguration. Okay, so these are all part of the news. Next, bound for the law swing, PSI scholars soar high through SciCamp. So these are their news, like going for the uh, championship of SciCamp, Science Camp in 2017. And then they also have here a sports news, okay, about basketball in their school. So these are just of these examples that we write in news writing. Okay, so I'm just giving you this, but as I've told you, for now is the writing of the lead. So the lead is the most important part of the news. So why is it the most important part? What is it? First, it is an introduction to any story, an overview, maybe a single word, okay, take note of that, a phrase, a clause, a brief sentence, or an entire paragraph, okay? But we have to remember that the lead is the first thing or the first word, first sentence, or first paragraph that your readers will see in news. So the lead is the most important part. It introduces the news story, tells the story in a capsule form. When we talk about the capsule form, whenever we have capsule, it's like everything is inserted. Everything can be compiled inside the capsule. That's why a lead is like a capsule form. Everything that you have to know is in the lead. Okay? Answers right away the questions. It does not leave the reader into confusion. Okay? Like when you read the lead, you're okay. Okay, so that's it. So, what are the types of the lead? You remember, I've given you the classification of news. So, for every type of news, there is also a different types of lead. If you're going, for example, a straight news, Therefore, you have to write a specific type of news lead. So, the one that we are going to do is the conventional lead. The who, what, where, when, why, and how. So, a conventional lead is any lead that starts with who, what, where, when, why, or how. For example, if I tell you, create a who lead. Therefore, you have to start your lead with a person, with the who. If I tell you to create a lead that is a where lead, you have to start your lead with a place. What lead? So that's it. The first word or the first information that is given with in a certain lead is the type of a conventional lead. Like for example, let's look at this here. If you look at this, bound for the lost win, Pisay scholars soar high. So let's look at the lead. On October 28, 2017, the students of Philippine Science High School, Caraga Region. So it starts with on October 28, 2017. Therefore, what type of conventional lead is this? Yes, Ali?
Ma'am, come again, ma'am.
I thought you were raising your hand. What type of conventional lead is this? This underlined word.
That is about
Is it
date.
who? Is it who, where, when, why, how, lead?
That is
What
when.
type? Okay, that is a when lead. Okay, thank you, Sally. So, since it started with a date, therefore, it is a when lead. But if it starts with, for example, Balangay Hotel Malvar Hall. For example, this is where it started. Therefore, what type of lead is this? Hmm.
Where lead po?
Okay, that is a word lead. So that's easy. Okay, yeah, it's very easy to identify. Like the first information that you see in the lead is the type of lead, but it is only applicable for conventional type of lead. Okay, you have to remember that. And so the who, what, where, when, why, and how are mostly are part of the straight news. So as I've told you, since you're still a novice, most of you are novice, we will focus on the conventional lead. The why and how sometimes are not part of the first sentence of a lead. Like they just stated there the who, what, where, and when. Okay? The why and how sometimes is just another paragraph. But it depends. Of course, if the news needs to highlight the reason why, therefore, you have to put or to insert it in the first sentence. In a straight news, a lead is just a one sentence. Okay? In a conventional lead, or what do you call this? In a straight news, their lead, which is a conventional, is most likely in one sentence only. So, what is the format for traditional lead or what I call a straight news? Okay, for the straight news, we use traditional lead. So, we have here the inverted pyramid. So, as I told you, the who, what, when, where, why is at the top because these are the facts that has the highest importance. So it should be the first thing that you have to present to your readers. Why is this? Why do we need, okay, I need to ask you, why do we need to present immediately to our readers the most important facts? Christopher, you're raising your hand.
Kanina pa po yun.
I did not raise it. Oh, well, Christopher, since you're unmuted, why is it that we have to present as early as possible the most important part or the most important facts about a certain news?
Actually, I think that it won't pay attention to the readers.
Yes, exactly. To make them pay attention. Okay? It is not like a story like you started with, what do you call this? Um, rising action, and then climax, and then the resolution, and then denouement. It's not like that. Okay? It should be like immediately when the readers read it, climax. Okay? Climax again. Why? Because our readers, as you tell, we have to get their attention. Their attention span is getting smaller and smaller as time goes by. Right? Even here, even today, the Generation C, the millennials, their attention span, our attention span is getting smaller and smaller. Okay, it's decreasing. So we have to make sure that when the reader reads your lead, all or everything about a certain topic or a certain news is presented to them as early as possible. And that is possible with the traditional lead. Okay, so we have the body, like you give an in-depth about a certain news, and then the tail. Something about, maybe you interview someone that is less important, but you can include it here in the tail. But for the lead, you have to make sure that every important facts about the news is on the first sentence. Okay? So this is just an example. One person was killed and three injured when a car and a truck collided yesterday on a nice section of street road in Bensalem. This is already a lead. Okay? What type of conventional lead is this? What type? Is it where, when, why, how? What type of conventional lead is this?
Who lead, ma'am?
Okay, thank you, Chris Malane. This is a who lead because we started with one person. This person is not named since the person is not prominent. Okay, the person is not famous. Remember, if the person we are talking about is not known by a lot of people, you just have to name it one person, a student, okay? Just like that. You will not say, for example, this is just an example, Angelica, me myself, I am not a famous teacher. Okay? So when, for example, you create a news about me on a national level, this is just an example, a news about me on a national level, you will just say a teacher. But Miss Angelica, for example, you will write a news about her on campus. Do we have to name her or not? Anyone? For example, me. You will create a news about me. Do you have to name me or not? What do you think?
No, ma'am.
No? Why, Chris Meling?
Because as you've said earlier, you said that you are not a famous teacher, so we can just use a teacher or an instructor.
Okay, so that's it. So if a certain person is not really prominent in that in a certain range or in their coverage, therefore you no longer need to, like, what do you call this, to name him or her on the lead. Okay, on the lead, remember this. But you can name that person on the latter part, maybe on the next paragraph or in the third paragraph. But for example, I myself, in PCCM, a lot of students already know me. In that case, you can create a campus, okay, a campus newspaper, like a PCCM newspaper. Since I am known as an instructor in PCCM, you can write, what do you call, you can write a news writing, okay, you can write a news lead that has my name on it. Since most of the students already know my name. Okay, so it depends upon the prominence of the person, if that person is known or not. Okay, another thing, if it's college dean, for example, in PCCM, if it's Dean Risa, do we have to name her or not? What do you think?
We should,
Yes,
ma'am.
Consolacion. Why? Yes, we
Be-
should. That's
uh,
correct.
because we all know that Dean Riza is the head of our college. So
Mhm.
she is very well known in the campus.
Okay, that's right. Thank you, Consolacion. That's very good. So, if that person is well known, you will write his or her name on the lead, but if not, you will just give her or his name on the latter part of the lead. Okay? So, this is an example. There is a who. Okay, the who was skilled. Uh, was skilled is the what. Okay? When a car and truck collided, this is also a what? Yesterday. This is the when. And then, an icy section of street road in Bensalem is the where. Okay? Is there any flowery words? No. Are there any adjectives? None. Okay? So, as you see, straight. You are giving what's happening straight to the point. You are not wasting any moment with your readers. You immediately presented the news right here, right now. Okay? Another, this is just an example again. For a campus news, the Passion Guided Educator Society pages conducted a webinar themed Teaching as a Novel Profession on March 5, 2021 via online application. Okay, so you see here, there is a parenthesis, pages, okay, the Passion Guided Educators, because on the latter part, you no longer need to repeatedly say the Passion Guided Educator Society. You will just what? Tell them pages because you already informed them on the first part or on the lead that it is pages, the Passion Guided. Okay, so that's another tip ha. When there is an acronym, okay, of a certain organization, for example, the PCCM itself, if it's PCCM, therefore, on the first part, you already need to Polytechnic College of the City of May Kawayan, then parenthesis, PCCM. So in the latter part, you don't need to write again the Polytechnic, just the PCCM. Okay? And then conducted webinar, this is the what. And then March 5 is the when. Online application is the where. So you see, this is how a lead is created. Just straight to the point. You just have to think of appropriate verb that fits a certain event. Are we clear? Do you have any question? Okay, so I guess there's no question. Let's try writing a lead. Okay, if you have your maybe a paper with you or maybe you can type, you can just type. Okay, so I want you to try writing a lead and I want you to read it one by one. Although I think most of you will have the same answers, but still I wanted you to write or to present your answer. So this is our mini workshop. So who? Dr. Ernesto Mateo. What? Best Employee Awardee. Where? Polytechnic College of the City of May Kawayan. When? February 19, 2021. Why? Dedication and hard work. How? Administrators vote and that's correct pala. Administrators votes and assessment scores. So there are maybe what I call this. There is a voting about this best employee awardee. Okay. So and assessment score. So it is Dr. Ernesto Mateo who received the employee award. So I want you to create a one sentence lead. Okay, a one sentence conventional lead about this information. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes. I think 2 minutes is enough for you to present. You may start writing now. You can start with the who lead, when lead, where. why, or how. Okay, so it depends upon you. Okay, is anyone done? Just the lead, just one sentence lead about the information. One minute more. Okay, anyone done? Is anyone here was able to create a lead? Let's try. It's okay to create mistakes. I know some of you, I think it will be the first time to create like a lead, so it's fine. Because even when I did that in college, in my first time, when we have this campus journalism, I make a lot of mistakes. But you can never be able to practice it if you're not able to write something about it. So let's have Jeneline. Do you have have you able to write something? I think Jeneline is not yet done. How about Anna?
Ma'am,
Ah,
ano pa po?
yes, Jeneline, sure, sure. Can you like present it? Can we
Ma'am,
hear it?
I started my lead in a date February
Mm-hmm.
19,
Mm-hmm.
February
Okay.
19, 2021. Dr.
Mm.
Ernesto Mateo was awarded at the Polytechnic College of the City of Maycoayan by the administrators' votes and assessment scores as the best employee awardee for his dedication and hard work.
Wow, perfect. That's a good lead. Thank you, Jeneline. That's a good try. Yes. That's a good thing that you started it on and then awarded. The verb there is awarded as the best employee. Okay, so that's it. Thank you, Jeneline. That's a good lead. Any other who wants to present their work? Last one. Anna.
PCCM's Best Employee Awards goes to Dr. Ernesto Mateo last February 19, 2021, as he tops the administrators' votes and assessment scores through his dedication and hard work.
Okay, that's very good, Anna. But then that's a good thing that you have an impact in terms of like presenting the news. Just one thing, you have to write it on the past tense, okay? But if you're going to write a headline, it should be in present tense, okay? That's another thing, guys. When you write a news headline, it should be present, and if it's a lead, it should be a past tense. Okay, past tense if it already happens, present if it's currently happening, but it's impossible to create a present tense. So it's either past tense, or future tense if it's going to happen. But your work, Anna, is very good. It can be like a news feature. Okay, that's a very good example. So thank you so much,
Thank you,
Jeneline,
ma'am.
and thank you so much, Jeneline and Anna, for sharing your lead. Yeah. Ooh, very good. You learned something from me. Amazing. Just kidding. Okay, so these are another like example of lead, like grammatical beginning. So as I told you, I just wanted to focus on the conventional. So we will just run through it. Prepositional phrase. If you started with preposition, like in the, below the, something like that, you just start with a preposition. Participial phrase, okay? Gerundial phrase like with ing, biking is one of the blah blah blah. Cycling, or maybe swimming, running, okay? And then the clause lead. Okay, so these grammatical beginning, it's like the who, when, where, but you started with a certain type of grammar. Okay? So, novelty lead. So, novelty lead are mostly used on for those writers who really have a lot of experience in terms of writing. So, we have here astonisher, like interjection, a lot of emotions. Epigram, you have a quote, like stated by someone, that is an epigram lead. Contrast, you give two contrasting ideas to create an impact, and this is for emphasis. Picture lead, it's not really giving a picture, but then creating a mental picture on the readers, or on the mind of the readers. Other examples, descriptive, describing what is happening, like the boy is running fast on the pavements, blah, blah, blah. Parody, something of a well-known song, poem, lines, like you're familiar with this, but they changes or they tweak something about this. Question lead, asking a question. Quotation, it's like, what do you call this? This one, where is that? Epigram, but then the epigram is more likely in the locality, like what they said, but for this quotation lead is most likely for the speech, for example, speech of Duterte. Okay, the epigram is more likely for interviews, like when you interview someone, there is an impact, so that is an epigram. For the quotation, the person is doing a speech, and then there is a highlight or a certain statement. For example, for Pinoy, kayo ang boss ko. This something like that. So that is a quotation lead. So these are the examples. After several days in solitary confinement, Mohammed Refai finally found relief in fame. So after several days in solitary confinement, what example of lead is this? That could be part of grammatical lead. I'm going to lose my mind, Refai recalls thinking. What do you think is this type of lead? What type of lead is this? I'm going to lose my mind. There's a quotation. Therefore, what type of lead is this? Let's call Joshua. Yes, Sally. What do you think is this type of lead? I'm going to lose my mind. Do you think it's
Ma'am,
descriptive, parody, question, or quotation lead? Yes, Joshua, you're there?
hello po.
Yes. I thought you
Your
already
question
skipped
po
that.
is, no po, no po.
Okay. Continue,
Nagre-request
continue.
po.
It's okay.
Um, ano po
What
ulit
lead
yung
is
question?
this?
Sorry.
This second, I'm going to lose my mind. Ripples, recalls, thinking. I bet them. Charge me with something. So this is a lead. This only this part. So what type of lead is this? So this part. I'm going to lose my mind. You just focus on the first information. Is this a descriptive, parody, question, quotation, or
Is
astonisher, contrast, epigram, or picture?
astonisher po.
Yes? Okay, astonisher.
Aston
Why?
the exclamation point.
Okay, that could be an astonisher. That's good. Thank you, Joshua. So it could be an astonisher or maybe an epigram. Okay, thank you, Joshua, for answering. So another. A private is having funds in process and international facilities, where a municipal school is lacking in its basic need for teachers. There is like an opposite, two opposite things combined. What type of lead is that? There is a private being too luxurious, and there is a school like it needs something. So yes,
About
that,
what?
yes, Sally, what is that?
About what, ma'am? What?
Okay, about what? About what? The what lead? Do you mean the what lead?
Yes.
Okay, that could be. That could be. Any other? There's another thing. There's another type of lead. There are two opposite, okay, two opposite ideas presented here. Therefore, what type of lead is this? Let's look again.
Contrast.
Okay, very good. You said that. Joshua? Okay, so it is a contrast lead since it gives a picture of something that is very luxurious and another that is poor. Okay, that's good. Another, twinkle twinkle little star, how I wonder if you're all right. What type of lead is this? Okay, there is a famous song. If there is a famous song inserted, therefore it is what type of lead?
Parody, ma'am.
Okay, correct. It is a parody. Perfect. Another. Winning the Development Communications Trophy during the National Press Conference was Arolo's High School Best Achievement of the Year. Look at this. Winning. If there is a winning, the ing part, therefore, what type of lead is that?
Gerund.
Okay, very good. Consolacion ito sa gerundial lead. Correct. Then, with brooms and other cleaning up equipment. Look at the first sentence. With brooms and other cleaning equipment. What type of lead is that?
Descriptive.
Descriptive. Okay, that could be descriptive. That's one. There's another. Look at the first
Prepositional
word.
phrase lead.
Okay, correct. That is prepositional lead. Okay, so it can either be descriptive or prepositional lead. So that's good. Even though I just run through with the types of the lead, I know that you well grasp what these leads all about. Okay, so that's a good thing. I'm happy that you're able to somehow acquire something about this. So this is will no longer be part of your activity that those who attended the synchronous class. But those who will be watching this recorded video discussion, I want you to create any type of lead using the given picture. This is in PCCM. Okay, so you can just create your own information regarding what's happening here, like the where. You can just invent like the where, I mean, not really the where because it's PCCM. The when, like what's happening, maybe it's flag ceremony. So it depends upon you. I want you to create a type of lead using the picture. This activity is for those who will be watching this recorded video, and I will take that as your attendance for today. Okay, so that's it. So there are some things we have to remember when we write a news writing. First, we need to check the accuracy. If it's factual, is it really correct? Next, we have to become sensitive because not all people will be able to accept the news. So the way we write should somehow be sensitive. But sometimes for straight news, the emotion is not really there and the sensitivity comes on choosing the topic. Okay? Third, when mistakes are made, it should be corrected quickly. Okay, it should be quickly. You need to identify the sources, like where does the image came from, okay? And then another, you have to quote sources, that's what I told you. Distinguish between advocacy and news reporting. As I told you, there should be no bias. So whenever you report a news, it will just be a news. You don't need to advocate something. You just wanted to what? To present what's really happening, no emotions, no favoritisms or something like that. Do not ever alter a photo, video, or image that will lead to misinformation. And lastly, of course, we should not plagiarize. Like, if it's the news of others, therefore, give the credit where it is due. Okay? So, for now, I want you to become vigilant and search further to what's happening around you. And in the future, I know you future educators will become a very responsible citizen. By just merely creating a news that is accurate and factual, you will become a very successful person you wanted to be. Because according to James Foss, honesty is more than not lying. It is truth, telling truth. Okay, so truth telling, truth speaking, truth living, and truth loving. So it's everything. So you future educators, English 3A, I hope that you become honest as you can be. So do you have any questions, any clarifications, or maybe violent reaction? Just kidding. Okay, so did you learn?
None so far, ma'am.
None so far. Okay. So meron. So just kidding. Okay, so I hope you learned something from today, English 3A, and I'm very happy with your active participation for this morning. I hope you keep on attending the classes that we have right now. They Okay, thank you so much, English 3A. I had fun discussing with you guys. See you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
We learned